There is a large nostalgic movement with smartphone games. There's multiple reasons for this, but mostly it boils down to the resources available to these relatively small studios that are making games for Android and iOS, and the technological capabilities of the devices. Many of these wondrous creations deviate from the original works in some gimmicking or novelty way that set them apart and make them unique. By and large, these games are well received by mobile gamers, but some titles are hit and miss. Pix and Love Rush, created by Bulky Pix, is a title that attempts to grab some of that old school feeling, but misses the mark as often as it hits it. Pix and Love Rush is a variable platform game where you play as a cat trying to achieve various objectives in 4 play modes. The standard Rush mode is a frantic set of levels where you have to navigate to collect as many plus coins while avoiding the negative coins. If you collect enough plus coins, your points multiplier elevates, increasing your score with each pickup. There are also enemy bats in the game, which you get points for shooting. Watch out though. If you miss a bat and shoot an angel, you'll lose a combo level. You'll also lose a combo level for dying or touching negative coins. Each level is paced differently, creating a rather hectic and fun experience. The main problem with Rush mode is the controls. Clearly this mode would be best if played with a controller, which it's already Xperia Play optimized. The controls would actually work on the touchscreen with some tweaks. The developers have added in the option to move the buttons to customize locations. However, the option to increase the size of the buttons is needed. Often I found when playing Rush mode that my fingers would slide off a button halfway through a jump, and I'd take an unnecessary death. In fact, of all my failures in this mode, I'd say at least half of them were due to control errors. With a simple 4-button system, these controls are borderline unacceptable. Rainbow Rush and Cursed Rush are both running modes. In Rainbow, you attempt to dodge an onslaught of barriers that try to push you off the screen. You can dodge them by jumping up to the next platform. As the game progresses, the design gets more and more difficult. Cursed Rush is very similar to the game Cannibalt, where you're running and the object is not to fall. There are several levels in Cursed Rush, ranging from the appropriately named Hard to Hardcorest. It would have been nice to be able to start with a tamer option for those not ready for the challenge. As it is, prepare yourself to die, and often, before you beat any of these levels. The final mode is On-Off Rush, which is basically a series of levels that are puzzles. Again, in this mode, your cat automatically runs, and you only have control over jumping. The trick with this mode is that you need to gather all the suns and moons, but can only collect them during their respective time of day. Each time your cat hits a wall, the time of day changes, and you can collect the opposite piece. It's an interesting way to blend puzzle and platform elements together, but what wasn't considered here was that the two genres work against each other. Platform games are more twitch-based, relying heavily on quick actions, where puzzle games require thought-out processes. By mixing them together, you find yourself with a knotted brain rather than a feeling of success or accomplishment. Where Pix and Love Rush really shines is with its graphics. Not only was Bulky Pix able to rekindle old school, but they successfully blended imagery from multiple platforms and multiple decades to create an amazing atmosphere. Several times when playing the game, I found myself staring into the background thinking, hey, this looks a lot like some old school platform, and quickly dying from not paying attention. The classic Rush mode is particularly awe-inspiring because with each combo level you gain, the graphics change and take you further down the rabbit hole of nostalgia. The graphics are the standout with this experience and may justify the game in itself. Pix and Love Rush is passable as a platform or arcade game. Nothing here will keep you playing for hours. In fact, I'd sooner group this game with something like Fruit Ninja rather than something with real substance. The graphics, however, are truly amazing in their artistic approach and may justify the $1.99 price. Experienced gamers that are willing to deal with a little frustration will no doubt enjoy the show. PixelFreak.com is giving Pix and Love Rush 80 pixels out of 100.